good flooding body kick again.
All through every word, Warrior's voice will be heard. Whoa. That's right.
Let's go, baby. The Warriors voice is back. Episode 7 is in the books. We are writing it down right now. I got my boy, the MMA Pickers, with me. Mac Tyson will be showing up shortly. I just spoke to him, and we have a good show today, man. We got two Boricuas, both of the Puerto Rican fighters that fight in karate combat, Luis Melendez and my guy Loxeby, coming through today. They'll be here later half of the show. But yeah, man, exciting show. Last week I had some Wi-Fi difficulties, but we back at it again.
Yeah, I missed last
MMA
week.
pick. I know, bro. I miss you too, man. I'm glad we're back. I'm glad we're back at it. Talk some karate. You know, we love to talk karate, MMA, combat sports in general. But how you doing, MMA Pickers? I know you haven't been getting a lot of sleep lately. You've been grinding out, doing your thing. There is my boy Mac Tizzy. Mac Tyson's in the building. But how you doing, MMA Pickers? And then we'll get the Mac.
I'm doing real good, man. Had a good betting week on UFC. Ravens got it done. Everything's going well. I'm wearing my Steve Smith shirt to represent.
Okay.
Good times here in Baltimore.
I'll say this. I did happen to hit on Derrick Henry first time touchdown. Derrick Henry over 70 yards, and he pulled through on the first play of the game. So shout out to Baltimore Ravens and Derrick Henry. I have not been able to hit it since. Last night I almost hit. I needed 2 more receptions from Chris Godwin. It didn't go through. UFC I've been doing absolutely terrible on. I've been taking some of your bets, and then FanDuel is so weird where they don't let me put in some bets that you put your props, because I know you use DraftKings. So they don't let me do some of the props as a same game parlay. So I haven't been able to hit on some of the ones that you've been hitting on just because of the lack of props on FanDuel. But yeah, man, glad to hear. My boy Mac Tyson's in the building. Mac, what's good, baby? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Ready for KC 50. I can't believe we're already at that 50 mark for a Karate Combat event.
Dude.
Karate Combat 100 will be here before you know it.
100%, bro. They look 100 for 100. But yes, KC 50. This anniversary 50 piece, man. We got 50 in the books. That's a beautiful thing. Also have a long season 1 and season 2. I actually been talking about Karate Combat, and there's some real cool things that might be happening soon, so people can actually get how do you say it? So they can get like more known into like the older fighters and the vets, and like season 1, season 2. Cool, Mike. We working on some of the backgrounds. Hopefully we can get that done soon. But yeah, I'm super excited about KC50. But before we jump into that, Mac, give you your spot, your spotlight. If you have any new news, this is Mac's moment.
The biggest news already dropped with Eileen Perez, Alex Perez's sister, to be jumping to Karate Combat. She's famous for being a former Glory kickboxer. She has some MMA experience. Interestingly enough, she trains over in my state, Connecticut, with Glover Teixeira.
Yeah.
She's trained some MMA there, but interesting thing about Glover, she actually does have a karate background in Hawaiian Kempo.
Oh, interesting. So how you feel about this, MMA Pickers, man? We got the Sister of Stone. I'm using that one right now, man. Hopefully she can get some good knockouts. But how do you feel about this signing, and what do you think it does for Karate Combat?
Shama, all the way.
Shama.
Can't wait. Can't wait to see Eileen Perez get a killer knockout. I can't wait to see Eileen Perez. That's a Goche fighter.
Yeah.
I meant Pereira. Can't wait to see Alex and Glover in the crowd or in the corner. Hopefully that'll be awesome. Obviously, we can already see the hype that's coming from that signing. I think it works in all areas. I think she's a perfect candidate for the rules of competition. And obviously, with the star power that she has and the star power that Alex has and Glover has, and he's fighting there in a few days in the same city. So I think it works on a lot of different levels. Great signing. Very, very excited about this.
Yeah, and they spoke to Alex about it actually at the press conference yesterday. One of the press brought up the fact that she signed over to Karate Combat, and was he sticking around for her fight, and how did he feel? He has some good words. You know, he spoke highly of Karate Combat. He's been to multiple events. I've seen him at least twice myself. I've seen that.
He just happened to be fighting the next weekend, so he was there for fight week, and he was just
Yeah.
like, he just hit up the organization and was like, "Can I come to the event?"
Right. I love when he's there. It's scary. Me and him locked eye contact across the pit one time. And he was just like, you know, he's stoic as shit. He's just like looking straight ahead. And I was like, oh man, that's scary. But yeah, Alex Perez is
It's gonna
big.
be funny if Eileen wins, and it's just completely deadpan.
Bro, I would listen, bro. I'm excited.
Wouldn't hate one of these, you know.
If she gets a KO and hits one of these, bro.
Though,
epic.
shout out to her opponent, though. She is also making history here as the first Irish woman to ever fight in Karate Combat.
Yeah, she is. I couldn't find much on her. We'll get more into that later. I'm pretty sure you have some information on her, Mac. But we're gonna go through the whole card. But to be honest, big name. She has interesting shoes to I wouldn't say shoes to fill, but just an interesting legacy to come behind. With Alex and what he's done in the UFC. I mean, he's done a lot, and he's got a big fight this weekend against Khalil Roundtree, which interesting. I want to know real quick before we move on to get into the KC card. I know we do Karate Combat, but this is a big fight, and we were talking about his sister. Do you guys have any predictions for Khalil Roundtree versus Alex Pereira this weekend?
I haven't watched enough of Khalil's tape to really make good assessment.
Yeah.
It seems like he wants to stand with Alex, which isn't usually the best idea.
Yeah, it's not with his kickboxing background in the hands of stone.
So just to give a little background on that, not only does he want to stand with Alex Pereira, but just to be clear, he does not have a single takedown attempt in his entire MMA career.
Yeah.
He has said multiple times it doesn't make sense to change who I am as a fighter right now, just to fight with Alex. And just on the accounts of his past training partners, there's a very real possibility he's not even better than Alex on the ground. You know, as much as we've seen some questionable things from Alex on the ground, Khalil might not be any better. So I think this is a case of a really aggressive, strong striker going against a more aggressive, stronger, more powerful, taller striker. And if something happens in the pocket, Khalil might be able to get a knockout, but I see this going Alex's way. I think this is actually easier than his last couple fights for him.
You know, honestly, if I was Alex, I'd go for the takedown.
Yo, you know what's crazy is I may have put in a very degenerate ass bet for Alex Pereira to win by submission. I may have done it, MMA pickers. You know I'm crazy. But listen, did you hear what Kayla Harrison said?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so I had to throw it in just because of that. It's probably not going to hit. And I didn't put a lot of money on it. But just for shits and giggles, just in case Alex Pereira decides to get his first submission win, I'll cash in on it, you know? But I highly doubt that's going to happen.
Honestly, the reason why I think it's a smart decision is, I think like all pure strikers should like develop some takedown offense, because otherwise, if there's never any threat of the takedown on your side, then you're just always defending, and then your opponent if your opponent doesn't want to stand with you, they're going to keep on shooting on you. But if you
100%.
If you have takedown offense, you have grappling offense, that means you're not afraid of going to the ground. You're just better striker than them.
Oh yeah. Well, I think a lot of people sleep on Alex Pereira's jiu-jitsu. I mean, he does train with Glover Teixeira. Like, we can't, like, he has to have some type of, you know what I mean? He has to have some type of, I mean, hey, listen, we'll never know. We might know, but more than likely we'll never know because he just knocks motherfuckers out. But at the end of the day, it's going to be an interesting fight. I think I agree with you, MMA pickers. Khalil has to get in the pocket. He's got to get on some tights and shit. He's got to get inside. Alex is too lengthy. His limbs are all long and shit. He's got very massive hands, which helps out with his reach. So, yeah, Khalil's got to get in there, and I would hope he doesn't try to wrestle with him. I kind of just want to see a strikeout. I think this fight does end in KO. I might have took a bet for both of them to win by KO, TKO. I'm very degenerate in that way. But yeah, so that's going to be interesting. But let's jump into this card, man. KC 50, like we said, the 50th anniversary, baby. And starting off the card, we actually have one of our guests today that's coming through, my guy Luis Melendez, Boricua boy, going against Guyton, who has had a tough time in karate combat so far. He's on 2 losses. Melendez is on 2 wins. Melendez, up-and-coming talent. Guyton's been around for a little bit. I think he's at least been around for as long as I've been around. I think he fought in Vegas. The first, he did fight in Vegas.
Yeah, he actually fought. His 2 losses are actually
good loss. They're the main event.
Yeah.
Alejandro Brugal and Omar Morales, which, in my opinion, if you are to take 2 losses in that division, those are 2 good losses. Like, those aren't stock dropping losses, in my opinion, for him. Those are really great opponents. It's not like they threw some debut guys at him and he got cooked. He actually went up against like some real good guys. Luis, on the other hand, has also, he has a great fight with Will Esparza, and then he has one against Jose Fierria, which was the kickback 1 fight that got him the contract. So I'm interested to see where this is going to go. I would like to hear, Mac, how do you feel about this matchup? And is Guyton going to get his first win?
It's a tough fight. Like, I think Guyton took this fight probably because this is his last chance of karate combat.
100%. I feel the same.
Yeah, like he needs this win, and it's a very difficult fight. Like, Armis Guyton, he has more of like a traditional MMA striking. He comes from the Jack and Winks legacy of it, but he doesn't fight like Holly Holm. He doesn't fight like Jotton Jones. He fights like kind of like what you think the average Jackson Wink striker fights like.
Yeah.
And while Luis Melendez, he's a very unorthodox striker. So it's interesting for the meta to see just how do these traditional martial artists with these unorthodox techniques by MMA standards do against these the purest MMA striking you could probably see in here that's really just focused on high percentage techniques.
Yeah. Pickers, how you feeling about this fight?
I like Melendez a lot. I watched some of his previous performances. His base style is Taekwondo. You could really see that in the way he throws up kicks. I think he's well-rounded. I think his boxing has come a long way since the start of his career. And then on the flip side, Guyton, I think when guys come to karate combat from MMA, it works in one of 2 ways. There's guys that come to karate combat and the style really suits them because grappling was their area of struggle. And there's guys that come to karate combat and they might be a little bit more well-rounded, and the rule set is almost somewhat limiting for their style. I think the latter of that statement is applicable to Guyton. If you look at he had like 25 MMA fights. If you count his amateur career, and it's literally, it's pretty much all finishes for his wins, but it's like half knockouts, half submissions. And I think when your striking style is developed with grappling in mind, and then you take that element out of it, it does hurt you quite a bit. And I think that may play into what we've seen so far as his KC 50 career. Hopefully he's made some adjustments in his striking style. Because the more you are concerned about grappling when it comes to altering your striking style, the more areas you're covering, the more doors are open, so to speak. So if he can close some of those doors, tighten some things up, and hone his striking a bit, I don't believe we've seen in his last 2 fights in the pit. I think he'll stand a better chance, but I'm definitely leaning towards Melendez to get it done in this fight. I think he is much better on the feet.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. Melendez literally had a recommendation straight from Anthony Pettis. Has worked with him a lot. He's got championships in other leagues. Like he's up and coming talent in karate combat. I feel like this is, I wouldn't say a layup for him, but it is very heavy on him winning this one, right? If there were odds on this one, I would say Guyton would be in the Khalil Roundtree range. Melendez he's insane. Like from the first time I seen the kid, bro, he was just everywhere. He's just all over the pit. He's got crazy kicks, the Taekwondo background. He's just full of energy. The only I can't say the Will Esparza fight. I felt like he was a little gassed out. I think Will Esparza puts out just as much volume as he does, so that kind of affected him. I don't think other guys put out as much volume as him, so I don't think he was used to that. But I agree. I think Melendez is going to get the job done here. Sucks for Godson because Godson he needs this. He needs this win. I mean, 3 L's in a row is not going to kick it. It's a lot of guys.
If he loses to Melendez, he probably won't fight in the pit again.
Yeah. So hopefully, I don't know, man. Either we get some rising talent that's gonna keep rising, or we're gonna get somebody who's gonna get a bounce back victory. I don't think if Melendez loses this, he does lose stock a little bit, but I don't think it's gonna be enough to put him out of the question. And that's just my last thoughts on that one. To the next one, we actually have 2 debuters. We have 2 women debuting. We actually have 4 women fighting on this card, which is actually great. I think that's the first time I've seen that on the main KC card since I've been around. But we got Jade Durand, hope I said that right, and Stephanie Skinner. I got a little bit on Jade Durand, French fighter. What I did notice with going through her record is the girls that she has beaten, majority of them have more losses than wins. So that's a little worrying for me when I go to vote for who I think is going to win. She has losses in Bellator and LFA, which are.
Let me put your mind at ease then.
Okay.
Jade Durand, yeah, in MMA it's been up and down, but she was a kickboxer. And
okay.
I don't know if she was Bellator kickboxing champion. She has a picture with the belt. I don't know if she just posted that. But what I can say is at 19 years old, she went into Bellator kickboxing and won by knockout a girl with over 80 professional fights in kickboxing. This is a girl that is a very high-level striker that was limited in MMA. Now she's coming home back to where she really belongs in a striking-focused sport. I've been I've been wanting to get Jade Durand into the pit. Her nickname's the Princess. I like to call her the Princess of Pain.
I like it. Well, I mean, I can't say this. I'm not as adamant on her opponent either. When it comes to looking at her on paper as well, she lost to Angela Hill, who's a great striker. Angela Hill is not wrestling a lot. She's going to be on the feet striking. So losing to her kind of is like, okay, where are you at in the striking range? But not saying Angela Hill's not great. Angela Hill's in the UFC. She's a ranked fighter. She's really good. She just took a loss, but she has. Seems like all of her losses, and this is what I kind of, when I looked at this, I'm like, okay, maybe she does well in karate combat. All of her losses are by submission, mostly by submission, and then the rest are TKO. It seems like she doesn't really have a ground game. But there's no need for that in karate combat, right? And most you have to worry about takedown defense, hip toss and stuff like that, right? So, and also another one with lackluster opponents that she's got wins over. They're all 50% or higher on their win or loss ratio. So looking at on paper, just looking at it from a paper perspective, I'm like, I don't know who's going to win this fight. Now that you gave me that information on Jade Durand.
She's also the first Goat Shed female fighter.
Hold on. So Jade Durand's from Goat Shed?
She's part of Goat Management. I've seen her train at Goat Shed. So.
Okay. She's part of Goat Management. Okay.
So she's Goat affiliated.
Okay. Affiliated at the gym. Okay. We'll see. I'm interested to see what's going to happen with these ladies. MMA pickers, how are you feeling about this one?
I'm in agreement with Mac. I'm definitely siding with Durand. First of all, Skinner, as far as her MMA career goes, just to touch on that a bit more, she does have 3 knockout losses. She's 4-9, coming off of a 3-fight losing streak coming into this fight.
Yeah.
I definitely like the accolades of Durand better. I think the hype that Matt gave her is well deserved. I'm definitely going to side with the side of Durand, especially in a striking-only match. But, other than that, there's not really too much to say on this fight. There's not a ton of information out on both of these girls. Just hoping for a banger as always.
Yeah. Well, we'll
The
see
key
who's.
thing I'd like to see, and this came as very clear in the Lee LaShawn fight last event, is how good is Skinner's clinch game? Because we saw with the new clinch rules, a superior clincher can really make a fight dirty against a superior striker if that superior striker's not really good at those clinch escapes,
Yeah.
which a lot of these more kickboxer focused fighters aren't, especially if even if they fought in MMA, because when they fight in MMA, they're more worried about the takedown. There's not really an long extended clinch like you can see in karate, combat, or Muay Thai.
Yeah. I'm that was that fight. Yeah. Lee LaShawn fight. I still have that fight was crazy. And
Huge upset.
yeah, huge upset. And yeah, I agree. The clinch and the knees have added a lot more variety to karate combat and have given advantages to people who are very proficient in those areas. But yeah, man, interesting fight. We'll see both of the debutantes, both coming in karate combat for the first time. We will see who will walk away with the victory. Looking at it too, I'm leaning more towards Durand as well, because I've realized too, Skinner's 34 years old. She's getting old. She's got a lot of losses. It's not looking not looking real too good for her. So I'll probably end up signing with Durand after the weigh-ins when I get there. But to the next one. Also, someone who will be featured on today's show, my boy Loxeby. How do you say his last name, Mac?
I
Montalavan?
always pronounced it Montalavan.
Montalavan? Okay.
But
Well, I just call him Lox.
We'll ask Loxeby today, and then that will help me with when I write the pronunciation sheets.
100%. And then he's going up against Orlando Ortega. So Loxeby 2-0 in karate combat. One TKO victory, one unanimous decision victory. Freestyle karate fighter. Really been working his way up the ranks in karate combat. And he's going up against Orlando Ortega, who is 2-3 in MMA, coming off a loss from CFFC by TKO. He's got a loss in Bellator to Cody Law and a loss in XFC to Cody Lynn. So obviously he has issue with Cody's. Can't get it done with Cody's. And yeah, he lost. And both of those were by submission. Just a little information on that, which isn't allowed in karate combat. Let's spit submission series. So it doesn't really make too much difference here. With that stat, but he has one TKO victory and one split decision win. So not many fights. He's he's 5 fights in total. It's his first fight in karate combat, going up against kind of a karate combat vet with Loxeby. He's been around for a while. Has had a few fights, but how do we feel about this one? Anyone could take it away.
I think for this fight, this is a fight that Loxeby doesn't need to just win, but he needs to make a statement with this fight, because there was a lot of hype coming into Loxeby, coming into karate combat. Was the handpicked guy to get the president's revenge in his debut matchup. He's a great striker, great flying knees, good takedowns that we haven't seen a lot of in karate combat, but the takedowns are there. He's one of the striking coaches at Coach Shed, so obviously Awesome believes in his striking. Though he's a little bit of so I've heard from the GOAT team that he's a little bit of a couch potato, kind of. Yeah, he's kind of the BJ Penn of karate combat. A lot of talent, but not as hard of a worker as some of the other guys in here. Yeah. And what that's resulted in is slower growth and adjustment to this rule set. So he hasn't really captured the hearts of the karate combat fan base yet. He isn't like Arturo, who's on the rise. Everybody's hot on Arturo. Loxeby doesn't have that momentum yet, despite being 2-0. Unlike Arturo, unlike Luis Melendez. Yeah.
He's also not a very vocal guy like the other two are. Arturo and Luis will get on the mic and start screaming. So,
I'm a big believer that if you can talk and fight, that's the gold standard. But at the end of the day, what people care most about is can you fight and can you fight in an entertaining way?
Exactly. Yeah. Entertaining way for sure. Yes, I have heard the couch potato rumors as well, straight from the Go Shed. But also with them saying that, is saying that he's not the hardest working in the gym, but always the one who knows how to get the job done. Which it just shows like raw talent. So what is the potential on that if he could lock in as much as, is someone else who's a little more dedicated, right? We'll ask him later today, but MMA Pickers, how you feeling?
Well, I definitely have never heard those rumors before, so that's a very interesting piece of information. I generally tend to lean away from those guys, but that being said, looking at his record, looking at his success, the team that surrounds him, you mentioned he was the striking coach at, Go Shed, which is a gym full of phenomenal strikers. All of that reads positive to me. Orlando Ortega on the other side, he's making his debut, correct?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yes.
so not too hyped on his career up until now. He does have a negative record. Been finished in a multitude of different ways. And the one knockout he does have on his record is against pretty low-level competition. I think I'm going to have to side with Loxeby on this one. I think, coming from the background he comes from with the coaching staff he has and the variety of tools he has at his disposal, I think he's going to be able to overwhelm Ortega, as well as, the aforementioned fight IQ.
Yeah. 100%. I agree. I think Loxby has the more experience in the pit. I feel like that does take that you do have to take that into consideration. Somebody never being in the pit before it's a different thing. Like it's a different thing. And every fighter that I've talked to has talked about it. And they feel a little more comfortable after their first fight. Loxby has 2 fights in here, and this is Ortega's first time coming in. So I almost called him Brian Ortega. But
I really don't know why Josh Quayhagen and Jordan Barker's dojos are not more popular. They got full pit corners. If you're going to be fighting karate combat, you should be flying out, either building a corner yourself or at least flying out some of the time to their dojos to get some work in on those walls.
Yeah. Well, I heard some rumors that maybe there may be a karate combat gym coming soon. I don't know, but we'll see how that plays out. Yeah, I don't see Loxby losing this one, but I have been surprised. And we did just watch a War Kazimba knockout Jabbar Askarov, and I don't think anybody expected that. So anything can happen, but I'm leaning always towards the Go Shed side of things. I may be biased. Oh, well, they're good. When one of them lose, then you can tell me that. All right. Right now they're winning. So moving on to the next fight. Okay. I kind of like this fight. I'm interested to see how this is going to go. We got Bam Morris versus Adrian Weathersby. Bam Morris is interesting. Bam Morris comes from like underground high school fighting leagues.
Yeah.
It's like crazy. Like he comes from like fighting underground in high school. Yeah. And that led to like somebody like, hey, dude, you should probably just get into MMA or something. Which got him here, right? He did compete in one Warrior Series, went 3-1. He has fought in karate combat multiple times. I want to say 2 times in total. He's also fought somebody that's on this card as well. He fought.
Who was the second person you fought off the top? Because I know all I know is Marcus Perez.
Yeah, he fought Marcus Perez. Maybe that was his debut fight. Maybe Marcus Perez was his debut fight.
You talking about Ben Morris?
Yeah,
Ben
Morris.
Marcus. I think that's his only fight in karate combat. Marcus Perez.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right. Yep, that was his debut, and that was KC 46. Okay, yeah. Why do I feel like he fought in Kickback 1? No, it's a guy that looks like him that fought in Kickback 1. The football player guy, Reggie Northrup, looks kind of like him.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Sam Norris, the football player.
Nah, they had Reggie Northrup. I think it's like a linebacker. He tried out. He was on Kickback 1 trying to get a contract. I think he maybe got it. I don't know. But
He didn't get a contract. He lost a fight by injury, and
oh yeah,
would you guys want to see Reggie get in our shot since the heavyweight division, as it is a little bit
yeah.
thin?
We need,
So
we
would
need,
you want
I
to see
think we
Reggie
need to
back?
go over to Russia and find some of them big dudes over there. I think, well, we do have some big Russians fighting on this card as well. So we'll get to them in a second. But Adrian Weathersby, 1-0 in karate combat. He's got one win,
fought
one
in
TKO
Nashville.
win,
He was
NFC.
the opening
Yeah.
fight in Nashville. Do you remember that fight?
Yep, and he went crazy. Is in insanity. Beautiful fight. He got it done quick, got up out of there. And this guy's amazing. He didn't even throw any leg strikes. He didn't even have to. He threw all body and head strikes, 66 to the body, 48 to the head. You love to see stuff like that. Somebody who's splitting up the damage. He's 18 power strikes. He had 28 total strikes landed. And his total pit time is 1 minute and 37 seconds. So that just lets you know this guy gets it done. Karate combat rule sets is 3 5-minute rounds. So he got it done quick. Going up against Bam Morris, I'm leaning more towards Adrian on this one. I'm interested to see what you guys have to say about this fight.
Hard agree. Leaning towards Adrian. I really like guys in karate combat who have good boxing backgrounds, which he does. He does have some pro fights in boxing. I think a lot of people in kickboxing and maybe karate, they tend to move in straight lines. The boxing guys tend to have really good head movement and good defense, and I think that's really useful in the format of karate combat. We definitely saw his boxing background and his Shotokan background. He's on the Shotokan national team coming to play against Irvin Jones.
Are you talking about Weathersby here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
His background's Shidokan.
Shidokan, I'm sorry. My mistake. Yes, boxing and Shidokan, he's on the national team. We saw some beautiful spinning head kicks, followed up with some pressure boxing combinations, and I do believe he finished the fight with a hook combination. So brutally put out Irvin Jones. Very excited to see this guy fight again. I'm sure it'll be a war, and I'm sure there'll be a finish in this fight.
Could I go a little karate expert here for a second?
Let's go, baby. You know we love when you do that shit.
Because I don't think people are appreciating something about Adrian Weathersby. Everything Adrian Weathersby has done, kickboxing, Muay Thai, boxing, was out of his dojo, Shidokan Atlanta. He's competed in every combat sports, but he's a pure karate striker.
Mm-hmm.
That's because Shidokan, the style of Shidokan, it descends from Kyokushin, but they're known for having the triathlon of martial arts. So within one tournament in world championships, you have to compete in a Muay Thai rule set, a traditional knockdown like Kyokushin karate rule set, and grappling. So this is a very well-rounded fighter. Plus, his sensei has a background in American kickboxing. That's where a lot of that boxing came in from, because the old school American kickboxers had very good boxing.
Yeah.
Shidokan Atlanta on the regional kickboxing scene has been an unsung powerhouse in karate combat and in kickboxing in the regional scene. And I think his dojo might be a little bit what we see for the future in karate combat. And because dojos that have a well-rounded striking style that can fit this rule set. And we even saw him just have the experience fighting in a gi come in when he was able to use a belt takedown to get his opponent down. That's something in the karate combat meta. And belt wrestling is a art and a sport that has a lot of layers. So that aspect of the game, he's already leagues ahead of the rest of the division on.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree. I think Adrian Weathersby is, I'm sorry, I said Weathersby. Weathersby is, he is going to be a great talent to karate combat. He's going to be a great fighter. I see him climbing the ranks a lot. Bam Morris, I'm not putting him out of question. He is very, very, very chiseled, very big. He does have power behind him, but I think Weathersby is champ potential. So I'm very interested to see in this fight. We do have Loxeby coming in a second. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go through one more fight, and then we will be talking to him. So, and it's crazy because bada bing, bada boom. What we talked about earlier, Alex Pereira's sister, the Pohatan, Lady of Stone, Sister of Stone, has come to Karate Combat, and she is trying to make a name for herself here, man. She is going up against somebody that I have barely to no information on. I hope Mac Tyson does. I couldn't find anything about Begley. She looks fierce, but this is Peloton's sister. A little background on Aileen Pereira. She has a 1-2 pro MMA record. 33 years old. She's got one loss in LFA and Glory, and she has one win and 2 losses in Glory. Oh no, in both of them, LFA and Glory, she has 1 win and 2 losses. I wouldn't say her record is extinguished as her brother's. I wouldn't say that she is a solidified like super talent or somebody that I feel like is going to come in and just wreck stuff, but I do see a lot of potential in her. I want to know, what do you guys feel about her coming over, especially coming over from kickboxing to this a very strike heavy league? How do you feel like this is going to play out?
Aileen, she was a very good kickboxer. Pretty much won all her fights in Glory, if I'm not mistaken, except the champ of Tiffany Van Zeus. She came short on that title fight, so that's where the differentiator comes from. From Alex, who was a two-weight champion.
Yeah.
So, but Aileen has great knockout power, very similar fighting style to Alex, and by pure striking, she's already like the women's divisions are really thin. So by pure striking, she's already one of the best strikers in the league, I'd argue, for female fighters.
Yeah.
And honestly, for her division, is going to the challenge now also is going to be growing the division fast enough to keep having opponents for her and if she gets that belt, contenders.
Yeah.
Her division is going to have to go on supercharge right now, because I think there's right now 3 active fighters in her division.
Yeah. So in Glory, she has 2 wins and 1 loss. The 1 loss was her defending the belt. And that's what this is just information.
Oh, did she win the belt?
Getting out Tapology. Yeah, she did win the belt because it says this is a defended belt. Oh no, Tiffany Van Zant defended the belt. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
Tiffany Van Zant.
She defended the belt. So a good loss. You lost to a champion. That's not a bad thing. I mean, a loss is a loss, but
Tiffany Van Zant is pretty much the female striking goat of this generation.
Yeah. So I mean, no stock value drop there. How you feeling about this, MMA pickers?
Yeah, I mean, I like there's a lot. Like you mentioned, she only has that loss to the GOAT. She did have another loss in WBC kickboxing against Eileen Lopez.
Elaine Lopez.
I can't get my pronunciations right there, but that was all. I was all the way back to 2018. That's a world of. I think, like I said, I think has the people around her. Her striking pedigree is unmatched by, I believe, any of the other women in Karate Combat at the moment. She has a really high strike accuracy through her kickboxing career. She's clearly very durable. She had never been knocked down throughout her entire kickboxing career. And I think her skill set will translate over really, really well to it. On the other hand, Dee Begley, not the strongest record. No, her MMA record is also net negative. I hope she has some good boxing being from Ireland to make things interesting. But I do see the clear advantage to Aileen Pereira just because, again, not just the people around her, but when it comes into the striking department, she will have more tools in her tool bag to get this done.
Yeah. Well, I don't know exactly what she's fighting under weight class wise because we don't normally she fights flyweight. We don't have a women's flyweight champion to my knowledge.
But we do have a division.
We do have a division, but no champion. So we could be seeing her be the champ. I mean, within a few fights. Who knows? Because there is no current champ, right?
Yeah. Though honestly, personally, for me, just for historical reasons, I want the first champion of every division to be a karate fighter, just so that when people look back, it looks legit. Let someone get the belt and then have Pereira fight the belt.
Yeah, because I mean, we had Owen Chomia, first bantamweight champion, karate background. Ross Levine, was he the first? No, he wasn't first champ.
No, but he has a karate background too.
Yeah.
Every single champion has had a karate background, including the first heavyweight champion, Sam Alvey, who has a background in Kempo.
Yes, he does. He is. And he's the self-proclaimed greatest karateka on earth.
Hey, MMA Twitter's calling him the Karate King Alvey.
Hey, I respect it. I love it.
To add to D. Begley, for her, this is a little bit coming home because she did compete in Waco in tatami sports, which Waco's a kickboxing organization, but their tatami sports is pretty much like sport karate.
Mm-hmm.
So she comes from a continuous like point sparring background, and then also has some ring kickboxing experience before transitioning to MMA. So striking was always her bread and butter. This is a girl that I would have liked to see fight someone else and then fight Pereira in karate combat, but this is the luck of she didn't have the luck of the Irish in this draw for this.
And it's very ironic that she didn't get the luck of the Irish, seeing that she is.
But on the
Irish.
other hand, though, you can't count down the Fighting Irish either. They thrive under the underdog position.
Listen, I'll tell you this. Owen Chomia, one of my favorite fighters to watch. Straight Irish, born and bred. You know, he's Irish butter on the toast, baby. So, I mean, she has some, and maybe she's talked to him. You know, maybe they're close enough in the areas where she's had conversations with him about, you know, karate combat and stuff like that. But we will see. Any last thoughts on this, MMA pickers?
Yeah, you talked about the luck of the Irish. I just wanted to give a shout out to Karate Combat 47. It reminds me of that match with, I don't know if you remember, Elijah Everell was fighting Montalavan, the Muay Thai fighter. I think he was like an 83% favorite on that. And the Irish guy came in and took away his thunder. So, hey, who knows?
Facts. Well, speaking about taking away thunder, this man that we got coming up now has been taking away thunder from a lot of people. 2-0 in karate combat. My guy, my boy Loxeby in the building. What it do? Let's switch him in there. Boom, there he is. All right, what's good, brother?
What's up, guys? How are you
doing? Here, let's go this way for you. Oh no, where's it? Yeah. Yes, sir. All right. Well, here, turn your phone sideways for me, Loxeby, if you can. There you go. Let's see. There we go. There we go. Now we got him in there. All right, Lox. You in Utah, baby. KC50 around the corner. You about to get this thing started.
Yes,
how you feeling?
We feel good. We feel good right now. We just came into the gym. We're at the pit right now. The pit, Salt Lake City. Doing some training with Pereira's team, Glover, Aline Pereira. I got Arturo. We're about to get started in about an hour or so.
That's what's up. I did see you working. I seen a few videos on Instagram. You working with the team with Tashara and Aileen. How's that going? And what's it like working with her? You think she's ready for karate combat?
She's gonna kill this girl. She's gonna kill this girl. Aileen is a monster. She's training with her for the past week, and we're gonna be training with her next week. She's ready to knock this girl out 100%.
Yeah, she definitely has. She definitely has some crazy hands. I was watching some of her old fights, and her style is very similar to her brother's. And yeah, the hooks, everything, the way they hook moving forward like a jab is insane. I love it. And shout out Arturo with you, Macaco Flow, my guy. He's been on here as well. But look, we got let's first. What I like to do is because a lot of people watching, we like to give background on the fighters so that they understand and people could connect to y'all more. So just give a little background on how you got into actually fighting and how you made it to karate combat.
how I got into fighting. To be honest with you, it was a very last minute, out of the blue, random thing. Me and my boys would just box in the backyard. Turned out to be pretty good at it. Joined the gym, fell in love with it. Within 3 months, my coach got me my first fight. Ever since then, it's I've just kept doing it. The winning has been, it's an addicting feeling, and that's something I never really got from all the other sports that I've done. I've done almost every sport except for baseball and soccer, but winning in fighting is you can't even compare it to any other sport. It's something you can't really describe. It's an addicting feeling. You want to keep
Yeah.
going more and more.
100%, brother. That's crazy. And then you ended up working with Asim, who's the president of Karate Combat, and working in the Ghost Shed, which you guys have racked up a crazy win-loss ratio, insane. Just had somebody winning on Dana White Contender Series. That was dope to see. When I was watching that night. Montez got that, and then I was watching the guys back at the Ghost Shed on UFC. So that was fire to see. How's it feel to be a part of that team, man? And like, how quickly you guys are growing. One, I think you started off kind of being like the best gym in South Florida. And I think now people are really starting to realize like you guys are a real contender gym. How does it feel to be a part of that legacy and working with people like Aileen Perez and stuff? Shout out her. Didn't she just get banned from like France or something?
Something like that. She was twirling my finger's face over there.
Yeah, that was hilarious. I see that.
Yep.
She's crazy. But how does it feel to be a part of that team, man? And like, do you feel
it's fun? It's the environment, the culture over there. It's amazing. Everybody's pushing each other. It's not like a big gym. Everybody. It's a family. It's a pretty small gym. It's just a whole bunch of fighters that just train together, have the same goal. It's not like these other gyms that so many fighters there. People don't even know each other inside the gym. It's like a little community we have in there. Everybody knows each other. Everybody's pushing each other. Sparrings are crazy, as you guys can see on the Instagram. The fighters we have are crazy. We have all of our coaches, striking coach. We have our head coach, Asim. He's fucking, the stuff that he teaches us is phenomenal, out of this world, ahead of his time right now. And that really goes to you can really see it in the way that we fight, in the way that we perform.
100%. And I just want to do one shout out. You said striking coach. Shout out my boy Mango, who's everywhere, doing everything, always working hard. He's one of the people at the Goat Shed that you see a lot, but you don't hear about a lot. But just know, if somebody's hitting hard from the Goat Shed, Mango's in there with he's in there. He's in there doing a striking coach. Matt, you got any questions for Loxeby?
Well, first, I'm going to focus on your fight in a second, but there is also someone else from GOAT on the card. What are your thoughts about Jade Durand coming into Karate Combat?
Jade is nasty. Jade is going to come on and put on a show. She hasn't been. I think she's been doing her training. But her boyfriend, which is Alberto, just won yesterday, and they train together all the time. Jade is an animal. Jade is going to come in here and fuck some shit up as well. She's going to put on a performance she always does. I'm excited to see her fight. This is going to be the first time me and her fight together on the same card. So I'm pretty excited about that.
So we got 3 Ghost Sheds on the same card. That's lit.
So going into this fight, I got to say I'm a fan. All your fights are always entertaining. But when it comes to like momentum within like the fan base getting attraction, you haven't had that like same shine that like Arturo has gotten, despite being undefeated too. So do you think that like you need a statement in this fight to really
100%. Yeah, I'm looking to knock this guy out. It's the only way I could really put my name in a household name if I could knock this guy out. Arturo's had 3 amazing performances back to back in karate, so he's had that name. He's made that name for himself already. I'm undefeated, only 1 knockout though. So that's something I'm looking to improve on. I have to make a statement for this fight. I have to, in order to, get up into the top fighters of Karate Combat.
Good MMA pickers. You got anything for Loxeby?
Yeah, absolutely. I wanted to know if you could elaborate a little bit more on what your fighting style is and what your strategy is going into the pit.
Fighting style? Very extremely pressure heavy, counter fighter. I'm always looking for the knockout. Always. Above all, I'm always looking to put on a show. That's the number one thing for me. As in my what I'm looking to do this fight, I know he's coming off of a loss right now. I know he's had a couple losses, body shots. So that's something we've been working really hard on this camp. Going to the body, mixing it up, but not only going to the body, making him think we're going to go body, switching it up and stuff like that. Just putting him pressure on him, wearing him down.
Great, love it. And who are some of your favorite fighters who you emulate or look up to?
To be honest with you, I did my whole striking when I first started fighting. I did my whole striking style off of Lomachenko. Whole fighting style off. I just did the boxing and turned it into MMA style, kickboxing style. Switched it up a little bit. For the most part, he's who my style is based off of.
One fighter you should look up. His style kind of reminds me a little bit of yours. Is Benny the Jet Urquidez, old school kickboxing legend.
Okay.
So definitely check him out. But that does bring up a question. You were very successful in MMA. Goat Shed has the connections and the momentum to get a fighter like you into the UFC. What made you want to go to karate combat instead of sticking it out with MMA?
I feel like karate combat kind of more suited my style. Takedown, ground and pound, straight action, no boring jiu-jitsu, no boring wrestling exchanges, straight action. Looking for the knockout, people trying to just knock each other out. That was more of my style, and I feel like karate combat would have been a good home for me.
Yeah, I feel like it's a good spot for you for sure. You seem to be succeed very well. I got a question for you though, man. We had an interview, me and my boy Gian with Gus, and he was talking about you. He was saying basically, yeah, it's gonna get crazy because you heard Gus, right? So he was basically saying that basically it's going to the couch potato thing, right? It was the rumor that you're the couch potato of the Goat Shed, but you always seem to get the job done. He said that basically like your skill level and how good you are is just kind of unbelievable based off of like the work you used to put in. I don't know if that's the same now, but they were saying like you're not the hardest working one at the gym, but you're always the one to get the job done. So he was a little envious of that, right? Because a lot of them see like he's very, Gus is real, like he's locked in a lot of the times. He's doing really good. Shout out with him, his win on CFFC. But give us some background on this, man. Are you as lazy as they say you are? Or are they just talking shit?
I wish I'd be able to train more. But I'm a full-time father. I actually have a full-time job, so it's kind of hard to get that training in. So,
respect.
Finish work, finish with the kids, and then I just want to stay home and not do anything. But then also has to come and slap some sense into me. Yo, you got a fight coming in 2 months, lock in. So that's pretty much how it is.
Yeah.
But, I wish I would have the motivation to go out and train 24/7 every single day. It's just hard when I have a whole bunch of other stuff on my plate,
Yeah. Well, that's respectable things. The reasons to not be, in the gym as much. So, you say you're a father. Just how many kids do you have? Just one?
2. I just had another one. He's about 3 months old right now. 4.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, the 4-year-old is the one that you had at the end of the fight last time that you were holding out. Okay. Yeah, that's.
Are there any of them into martial arts?
Excuse me?
Are any of them in practicing martial arts too?
My 4-year-old, he just started doing wrestling.
Nice.
Oh, let's go.
If I could restart my whole career, I'd start off with wrestling first and then jump into kickboxing.
I feel like
if he wants to compete.
I feel like the best.
If he wants to compete, I'll let him compete. But for right now, it's just as long as he can defend himself, if anything were to happen, that's all that matters.
What were you saying, Mac?
I feel like the best arts to learn from a young age is like wrestling and karate.
Yeah, 100%.
Because you have that base, and then you go into MMA, you're solid. Especially if you live in Miami, where there's Machida Karate Miami right there.
Yeah.
Like if your kid wanted to be a fighter and he had been trained Machida Karate and wrestling since a young age, he's going to be solid, especially with Goat Shed.
100%. All right, I got another Gus allegation. Now I'm gonna leave you alone on it, but he said you don't eat right neither. Have we changed up the diet? Have we changed up the diet regimen, or are we still?
Taco was on my ass this whole week trying to get me to eat healthy. It's been a struggle. I'm a foodie. I love to eat. Makako's been having to fucking keep me in line with my diet right now.
All right, what's your favorite food? What's your favorite food to eat? Let's say post weigh in. You ready to pick out? What's your favorite food? What you going to?
If I didn't have to worry about being healthy and stuff like that, I'd go straight barbecue, straight pizza, straight steak, all this other shit, all this good shit. But you know, I gotta be healthy. You know, after the fight, that's when I'll pick out and eat whatever the hell I want.
Yeah, facts.
What Puerto Rican food can you eat during camp?
Puerto Rican food?
None.
None.
And just a fun fact, it's three Puerto Ricans
the
right
next
now.
question is, which Puerto Rican foods do you eat during camp?
I eat everything.
He just says terrible. We're getting you. We're making Karate Combat get you a dietitian.
I might need to get a dietitian.
Yeah.
My boy, he's a dietitian, a pretty well-known dietitian. I might start working with him for my next cap, Eric Pena.
Oh man, that's good. That's dope, man. Pickers, you got any other questions for Lox?
Well, you stole my post-fight meal question. That was my next.
Oh dang, my bad, brother.
No, you're okay.
I'm sorry. I think I got you. You got me on one time too. I think we even now. Even now.
You can call it even.
But
yeah.
I did have one more question. You mentioned that you had your son at your last match. I saw a really nice video of you celebrating with him on your Instagram page. What does it mean to be able to have him watch your fights and see you create this legacy? What does that mean to you?
It's amazing, dude. I love watching him experience that. You know, I want to be somebody he looks up to. You know, I want to try to be his little superhero as he grows up. I want him to look up to me. You know, I want him to be proud of whatever I do. So as of right now, this is the main thing. This is the main reason I do it for, just to make him proud, to make him and my family proud.
That's beautiful.
That's super beautiful. From another father, I love to hear that, man. That's amazing, brother, for sure. Do you have one? Do you have anything else, Mac? Before I jump into this,
one thing is, if you do win the championship belt one day, would you like to see a child-sized version that you could also put around your kid's waist?
I would love that. You wear it all the time. I would love that. 100%.
He literally just walk in school like this.
See if that's something possible.
Yeah. We got to put a word in for that one, man, for sure. But I love to see it. What I was about to say earlier, too, is MMA Pickers, you're outnumbered right now because there's 3 Boricuas in here. And we got you, though. You're honorary Boricua for today because we got Luis Melendez is coming on. We give you a card. Yeah, we give you a card of some gandules, you'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? But we got you and Luis Melendez, both Puerto Rican fighters on Karate Combat. I love to see it being a Puerto Rican myself. How does it feel to be fighting on the same exact card? And do we see both Puerto Ricans walking away with the victory on KC50?
We both fought in Orlando together. We both came out with a dub. I know his fight was a little crazy with the whole, the post-fight brawl and stuff like that. But I'm a big fan of him. He's a good dude. He's a cool person. We spoke a lot before our last fight in Orlando. Hopefully we get the same result.
Didn't we seen him together at Kickback 1, right? You were literally right beside each other, at Kickback 1 when he fought. That was a crazy fight.
It was 2 months ago, I believe, in Orlando. We fought together.
Yeah.
Kickback 1 didn't fight. I think he fought with Arturo.
Yeah, I won a nice little bag off that Orlando card. I put in a parlay on 8-leg parlay. I had you and Luis on that parlay. It was crazy. Yeah, I smacked them. They took Karate Combat off the site after that one. So yeah, it was real. But any other fights you excited about on this card?
Of course, 100%. Macaco.
Yeah.
And Eileen and Jade. All my teammates, Jade, Omar. These are all people that I've trained with, and I'm excited to see all of them perform.
100%.
What do you think about the main event?
Omar. I'm excited. I want to see Omar. Omar and Brugal. I became friends with Brugal my last fight in Orlando. We fought together as well. But I know it's going to be a good fight. Both of them are very tough fighters. Brugal's young and upcoming. Mar, he's had a ex-UFC fighter, very successful career. Experience versus the new age, So it's going to be an exciting fight.
Yeah, Brugal's definitely has a lot of potential. I see him. He has definitely champion status in him, but Omar also is nothing to be trifled with. That's a big boy. He's very, very strong, and he has a diverse background in martial arts. So I'm interested to see that one too. Before we let you go, I like to ask the Go Chef fighters. I talk to a lot of y'all, and the stories are very interesting when I ask this question. And I like to ask all of y'all so I could get the different perspectives. But you all work closely with President Awesome, president of Karate Combat, also CEO of Go Shed and Go Shed Management. And it seems like he had an impact on everybody, a lot of you guys' lives, right? I wanted to know, what was his impact on your life, and what does it mean to you to be a part of his team before we let you go?
He was a big impact in my life. He was the one who really, put me in line to get my shit together, take fighting serious and stuff like that. Before I started training with Austin. I started training with Austin before Go Shed opened. It was a select few of us who just jumped from gyms to gyms. Before I met him, I started MMA fighting, lost like about 3 in a row, got with Awesome. He tightened up my wrestling game, and he just got my shit together. He told me, like, yo, look, you're extremely talented to this sport, but I need you to straighten up because you're slacking in the training, you're slacking in the time you put into the gym. You have the potential to be something great. He's the one who really put that into my head and made me feel like, I could do this full time and become a professional at this. So he's the reason that I'm in the place where I'm at right now.
Man, that's amazing to hear, brother. Well, listen, man, we appreciate your time, bro. I know you got to get back to fight ops and everything you got going on. We want to wish you good luck. We in your corner. Your Boricuas is there. I'll be there. I might even wear my Roberto Clemente jersey to this one. We got a lot of Puerto Ricans on the card, so I appreciate you and your time, brother. Anything you want to say to the people? Anything you want to say to the people and the fans before you go?
You guys are going to be in Salt Lake City. Come pop out, support. It's going to be an amazing show. I'm going to put on a show as always. Me, my teammates, everybody. We're going to put everything on the line just to make sure you guys enjoy it. So if you're in Salt Lake City, come out, support. Salt Palace, October 11th, KC 50. It's going to be a fucking banger for sure.
Let's go. All right, brother. I appreciate you, man. Take it easy. Enjoy, man. Tell Awesome, everybody, Mango, all the guys I said what up, man. And I'll see you next week, bro. I'll be there on the 8th, so we'll link it. We'll link in when I get there.
Yeah, perfect.
All right, brother. Take it easy.
I appreciate it.
Hey, no problem. Anytime, man. We'll talk to you post-fight, all right?
All right, perfect.
All right, brother. All right, that was Loxeby. And guess what? Right after that, bang, bang, we going from one to the next. Like I said, this is a Boricua day, baby. And we can't have a Boricua day without my boy Luis Melendez in the building. Let's go. Pit Vipers got their championship belts in the background, looking good. Let's go. Yes, sir. What's up, brother? How you feeling today? And how's it going?
I'm feeling great. Thanks for having me. You guys are awesome. I've been watching you guys for a little while. It's always fun. Also, the first time I met you, I met all of you. It was in the mansion with
Kickback
One, the big one.
Yeah, that was a dope. That was your debut. Yeah, that was your day. How did it feel though to be a debut like that? It's a very interesting style event. Like you had Rick Ross there. It was in the backyard of a mansion. Like very weird. How was that for your first event with Karate Combat?
Yeah, I was the first fight of the night, so that was exciting by itself. But I like doing that. I like to open the show with if you want to open a show with banger, you bring me. So I just felt super comfortable because I was there. I feel like with a lot of energy. I had a lot of there was a lot of Latinos. It was amazing.
Yeah.
The Boricuas showed out.
Yeah, we were deep. We were super deep. There was at least like 50 of us in there, 100%.
Yeah, I got a lot of love from them, and just like hearing the chant Boricua, Boricua, I just motivated me, and I just want to put out a show for the fans, and that's what they got. They got crazy kicks, like striking that they've never seen before, and I got to have a lot of fun and meet some cool people.
Yeah, 100%, bro. That was an amazing debut. I was there. You made me a fan immediately. We spoke after the fight, me, you, and Raymond Daniels for a little while. And you surprised everybody. Like you came out with the energy. You did your thing, and afterwards, even hit some breakdance moves in the pit, bro. That was dope. I was like, oh, this man is different. He still has energy after this,
Got
which
the
is
flavor.
crazy. Yeah. But we like to start off our interviews a little bit so the fans can get acquainted with you guys and understand like how you got into things like this. You have a very, very extensive martial arts background. But we like to let them know like how that started. So just kind of give a brief background on how you got started with martial arts and how you got to this point of working with karate combat.
Yeah. So I have a very funny story, quite different from others. My mom and my dad were karate practitioners. They were already black belts, and it was back the time when you had Bruce Lee, Chuck Norris, all those like big movie stars, and karate was running big, even in Puerto Rico. So my mom had a school. My mom was actually the one with the school, and back in the day, if you wanted to prove, there were different kinds of mentality, but what my dad and his brother, my uncle, had in mind was, hey, we want to prove that we're the strongest, the baddest fighters, the baddest karatekas here in Puerto Rico. So we're gonna just gym storm. We're gonna go to different gyms and just storm the gym and then win and just that's the best you can get as a karateka, and just exert your dominance in other schools and prove yourself that you're the best. So my dad and my uncle were doing that in different schools until they went to my mom's school, and they also beat us there. They just beat everyone up, and that's how my mom and my dad fell in love. So since then, they've been together, and then a couple months after, I was born. So I've been raised in a karate family, karate house. Since I was 3 years old, I started training. Then keep my karate journey until I was in seventh grade. I transitioned to a school specialized in math, science, and sports, and they didn't have karate, so I have to transition. They only had taekwondo, so I transitioned to taekwondo, and then I did junior national team, adult national team, and then I graduated from the school and went to college in electrical engineering, and I was the first Puerto Rican to get a scholarship in Taekwondo. So I did collegiate Taekwondo for 4 years, graduated from that, then moved to New York. I thought I was going to be done with my fighting career. Um, so I decided to just go full on into my professional career as an electrical engineer. And that's where I'm working right now. I work for a company that designs submarines for the Navy, nuclear submarines for the Navy, and we also train the sailors in how to operate the submarines. So I take a big. I'm very proud of that. And in addition to that, that's when I was around here. I was like, okay, I've been an athlete my whole life, so I want to do something that I want to move around. I just want to have fun. So I found this jiu-jitsu gym. That was the nearest thing around me. I was like, okay, I've never liked it, but let me give it a try. And I fell in love with it because it's just like chess with your body. And I was like, oh my God, this is great. And then I look around and I see posters of people with that belt, exactly that same belt. I was like, oh my gosh, that is crazy. And then I see the people that I'm training with, and those are the guys. And I'm like, oh, this is so dope. And they soon introduced me to cage fighting, and then I started my cage journey, doing MMA fights. And then I also joined the national MMA team for Puerto Rico and competed in IMAF. I competed in the Pan Ams in Colombia, got bronze medal, qualified for the Worlds in Albania. But then I had transitioned my pro career into my pro career. I competed for another promotion, won there, and then I did some tryouts in Puerto Rico with Anthony Pettis, since he was giving opportunities to Puerto Ricans to come up in the professional MMA journey. So I went there. I just killed the tryouts. I knew I was going to kill it. I killed the tryouts, and then I just been under his wing, just following Anthony and his advice, and just learning from him. And then he was fighting in Karate Combat with Henderson for the main event. And he told me, "Hey, come join me, and we're gonna talk to the president, and then we're gonna promote you. And we're gonna see. We're gonna try to get you here because I mean, so MMA would be really nice, but I think your striking is really good. I think you'll do very good here." I was like, "Oh yeah, let's go." And yeah, I talked to Awesome, talk to Mac. That's where the first time I met Mac. And yeah, it's been a journey since then. Karate Combat, my third fight. It's gonna be.
Yeah, I can actually give the other side of that story since I was actually involved. I was actually talking with Anthony Pettis, and I was telling him that, like, as a talent scout, what I really want to see is a Boricua in Karate Combat.
Yes,
And
sir.
he was like, "I know just the guy. You were the first that he brought up." He sent me highlights. I sent it to Awesome. Awesome said, "This guy's fantastic."
Yeah.
Like,
I remember watching the highlights.
He was immediately sold.
Yeah. 100%. Now we got more Boricuas. We got 2 Boricuas in Karate Combat. 2 Boricuas fighting on the same card. Yeah.
And three more coming up that might get in.
Puerto Rico in the house. We gotta have a Puerto Rico. All I'm saying is
are leading the way.
All I'm saying is Karate Combat San Juan sound real nice right about now.
Hey, I am campaigning hard for Karate Combat Isla Encanto.
Oh yeah, anywhere in Puerto Rico, I'm down. My mother-in-law lives in San Juan. My girlfriend's Puerto Rican. I'm Puerto Rican, so we down. That's why, me and you, we met when we took the picture. He had his arm. I said, "Nah, put that Puerto Rican flag up, brother. I gotta send this back home." So I sent that back to Puerto Rico, and I sent them your name and everything. They all back home. All of them know you now. They on it. They're gonna be watching this card coming up as well. But that's a dope story to hear how you got into Karate Combat. Is really interesting. I'm pretty sure Pickers has some questions towards the Anthony Pettis stuff, and you linking up with him. Pickers, I'll let you go ahead real quick.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what my question was. I wanted to know how you got involved with Anthony Pettis. Obviously, that's an extremely high recommendation to get, so I'm sure you're very proud of that.
Yeah, I definitely am. Yeah, we met at the tryouts that he did back in Puerto Rico, and the tryouts consisted in someone was holding pads for you, so pad session, and then jiu-jitsu rounds, just jiu-jitsu and wrestling. I wanted to spar, but they didn't want to injure or whatever or someone. So, but I was just hungry for the opportunity. I've been waiting for so long for someone to actually recognize. I just needed the eyeballs because I have the talent, I have the passion. I put in the work, and Anthony did that for me. He was like, "Holy shit! This kid is good." So, and then he's just been open arms with him and Sammy. Sammy has been lifesaver. He's great. Just the whole team is great. Sergio Perez, they're just great, and I'm just very, very happy and very, fortunate to have them by my side. And it's fortunate, but I also work my ass for this, so I deserve it.
Absolutely.
Pettis wants to fight Raymond Daniels one day. Would you want to fight on the undercard if that happens?
Oh, Pettis, Raymond Daniels?
Yeah.
Oh,
that would be crazy card. I would be so torn for that fight.
Yeah, me too. I met Raymond Daniels there at the mansion, and we just clicked. I have a couple. Not too long ago, I think 2 weeks ago, I uploaded a picture with Raymond Daniels. We were just vibing, and he even saw me when we were training together, and he was like, "Oh yeah, like like your kicks are different. Like my kicks are good. His kicks are like really good. And he can tell. Yeah,
That's high praise. That's high praise.
Very high praise. And the crazy thing is, I see a lot of similarities in both of you guys, right? Both have very exciting like fighting styles. You're both very entertaining in and out of the ring. I think Raymond Daniels probably has the best walkouts in karate combat. My man just be vibing, coming out dancing. So like I definitely see some similarities in the two of y'all. Do you see yourself maybe working with him, like maybe going out working with him in California?
He's actually in Texas now.
He's in Texas now? Okay, yeah, he's from California. But have you tried to maybe get any sessions with him, get some of that veteran knowledge? I reached out to him in any capacity since Kickback.
Yeah, definitely. We took pictures and everything. But yeah, I reached out on Instagram, but he hasn't replied. So
okay,
I'm still waiting. But
you hear that, Raymond Daniels? He's my Boricua brother. Hit you up, man. Let's get it done. I'd love to see you guys together.
I'm always open. Like I'm a black belt in different martial arts, but like I have a white belt mentality. I'm always open to learn from everyone. You can always learn from everyone. Just like I'm really great at absorbing knowledge and then using it and make it in my own, adding in style, adding sazon boricua.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, man. I gotta. Go ahead, Pickers, because mine is might get lengthy.
I have a very important question for you.
Let's
You're
go.
a big anime guy. What's your favorite?
My favorite anime?
Yes. I need some recommendations.
Oof. But are you are you watching for the first time? Or are you trying to convince?
No. I like anime quite a bit.
Oh, okay. So I like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Just for the story and just that bond between the brothers and like how they will sacrifice themselves for each other and just to be for each other. That's just great. Right now I really like My Hero, just a story.
I love My Hero.
Love My Hero.
How he was just came from nothing and then someone it kind of like similar story. Someone that's on the top came and said, "Oh, you could be a hero. Like you could do it too."
Your karate combat's Deku.
I was gonna say Team Deku or Team Bakugo. Well, it sounds like you're Team Deku.
Oh, I'm a Team Deku.
Yes, sir. I love Bakugo, but Deku.
I love Bakugo too. Just the development. Yeah. I like Bakugo a lot and how they like just the character itself. Like it presents itself like very loud, very obnoxious, but he's actually very smart,
very technical.
Like technical. He's always thinking about like how to get better, like how to progress. Oh, I did this something wrong. Like let me maybe if I do this other thing, it's gonna work. And then he always figures out. And if he doesn't figure out, like he's always gonna push. Like he has more heart than any of the other characters. So there's a lot of things that you can learn from all these animes.
Sure.
And yeah, I see myself almost at like an anime character too. So I'm in this like I came in from the hood, and then from the hood to become an athlete to become an electrical engineer, getting my master's in electrical engineering, and then becoming professional, then traveling around the world, then joining karate combat. It's not gonna stop for me. I'm just gonna get better and better with the years.
Okay.
You know what karate combat should do if you fight for the belt and win it one day?
What?
Have Anthony Pettis there, and he
give me the
belt? Golden belt.
Oh yeah, that would be dope.
That would be gas.
Yeah.
I would love to see that, or
Kinda
him
like
cornering you.
A sensei kohai relationship.
Yeah, that would be dope.
That would be fire. I gotta ask, man. I'm looking at your shirt, and I kind of understand the top of that image right now. And yes, it is what I thought it was. It is President Awesome choking out your last opponent's coach. Do we want to talk about it? Let's just get into it, man. Let's get into it. A lot happened You fought Will Esparza on the last card that you fought on in Orlando. Fight of the night, in my opinion, was a very great fight. I knew it was going to be fight of the night. One, I'm a big fan of both of you guys, so I was really hurt and torn in between. Okay, I'm gonna let you know I had to vote on both of y'all, so I took you on my parlay for money, and I took him on the votes. I'm just keeping it honest with you. I love both of y'all. But after the fight, yeah, after that fight, right? You made a gesture towards his corner after the win. I think his corner was a little upset about it, and it leaded up into one of his corner men trying to attack your corner and him getting choked out by President Also, which is on your shirt. But from your perspective of the situation, what happened and what was the whole background behind everything?
Yeah, so this is what happened. So they were waiting. Like you said, that was that is fight of the year. Like, there's no question about it. Going back and forth, both getting rocked, both just going forward, not taking a step back, just straight action the whole 3 rounds. Great fight by Esparza, great fight by me. It was just what the fans deserve.
100%.
Now they're about to announce that I won, and like, I'm super proud of myself and whatever. I had my hand already raised and just waiting for the ref. I hear from the back. I hear from his corner saying, "Put your hand down. Put your hand down. You didn't win." I'm like, I'm watching as his corner. I'm like, okay, whatever. And then they announce I win. I was like, fuck yeah, let's go. And then I'm celebrating. And then what you do as a martial artist, respect for corners or whatever, is that as soon as the fight ends, you go to your opposite corner. Hey, shake hands, good job, blah, 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 and then go back to your corner. That was my plan. That was not what happened.
Definitely not what happened.
That was not what happened. So what happened was I turn around, and then his coach is mad at me for probably for the decision or whatever. And then he's flipping me off right at the street. And I was like, what the fuck? So I got to show him I got 2 cojones de puertorriqueño. And I grab my nuts and I flip the fuck at him.
Yeah, I love it, man. It's beautiful.
And he lost it. He just want to kill me. So he didn't ran towards my corner. He ran towards me. He wanted to fight me. So so as soon as I flip him, whatever, I turn around, go back to my corner. I'm asking for my flag, and then I hear a commotion behind me, and it's him like doing a show and whatever. And then he runs towards me, and I'm like, this is another fight. I'm bleeding. I'm tired. I'm not getting paid for this. I'm not going to do it. I just jump out. Just jump out of the pit, and someone catch me, and then I said, like, get me the fuck out of here. Just got the security, and we got out in the golf cart and whatever. But yeah, and then he went, and then Duke a couple people. People were in the pit, just a shit ton of people, and then no one was actually grabbing him until President Awesome grabbed a hold of him and just choked him with what's his name, the heavyweight.
Yeah, Sam Alvey. Yeah,
with his hand
arm in it. Insanity.
Yeah, and then he just got choked the fuck out in front of a lot
millions
of people. Millions of views.
Basically.
Talk of the moment, went viral again. My 2 fights have gone viral.
Yeah, facts. Because then in your last opponent, he got upset with you. He threw the mouthpiece at you or something, right?
Yeah. At the end of the last round, I knew the bell was close, but it was so loud I couldn't hear the bell. But I knew the bell was close. I threw a 360 spinning kick straight to the dome. That would have killed him. And what I saw, I didn't hear the bell. What I saw was the ref, a black spot, because I'm blind, a black spot becoming bigger. And I was like, oh, that's the ref. And I heard stop. I was like, okay. So almost at the contact, I pull all the kick back. So I didn't actually. It barely touched the glove. It barely touched him. And you see, Boss has this great eye. Like he has phenomenal eyes. He noticed at the moment. Oh, he pulled a kick.
Yeah.
But my opponent at the moment, the moment he was mad and he just grabbed his mouth guard and just threw it towards me. He missed by a mile. So
yeah, he did.
not with baseball, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And then I just had fun with it. I just laughed, did breakdance in the moment, and that got like 11.8 million views.
Yeah, that was insane.
But I don't want people to underestimate. Like you say it's so simple, but the how high level of a kicker you have to be able to pull a kick like that is tremendous. Just being able to land it is crazy, but having the control to pull it last second is that next level. Which is why you're probably so good at it, because since you're able to pull it, you're probably able to do it in sparring all the time.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah, my sparring is it's normally very playful, and I throw the kicks at that speed, but at the just the last inch, just pull all the power. And like when you know, like you don't have to hurt your partners or whatever. Then you don't have partners. But yeah. I normally spar pretty light and then go to other gyms and whatever, and then just keep it playful, because that's what I've learned from like just going to Thailand, going to Tiger Muay Thai and other gyms around Thailand, is that they're very technical and they keep everything very light. It's not until like because you want to save it for the fight.
Yeah, but they fight a lot over there as well. They're very high volume of fights.
Yeah.
How long were you in Thailand?
For 2 weeks. I went with my coach for 2 weeks over there. It was just fun. It was like training. It was the best because it was training 3 times a day, which is it's what normally people that do this for a living do.
Yeah.
And I just felt like a god. Like when I came back, like people at my gym were like, Jesus Christ, like you're a different person right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's go. But yeah, that's actually what I want to do. Right now, like I said, I'm a professional electrical engineer with a master's designing nuclear submarines for the Navy. But I'm also a professional fighter. Like that's a very odd combination. You don't have that. It's a very odd combination. But like right now, I'm at a point that like I have the opportunity to just choose the route, and I really want to go the fighting route. And for that, like I'm alone right now. I'm a hustler. I'm doing everything by myself. And for that, like I need sponsors because I need help.
Yeah.
Right now, this trip that I'm doing next week for karate combat, I have no more vacation time at work. I've used all my vacation time for the fights, and I have no more vacation time. So all this time it'll be on time paid. So paid that time that I'm not getting paid at all.
Yeah.
So it's just it's a cut, and it hurts. It's hard to keep it balanced, but I definitely want to fight.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you this. I do know quite a few people who like sponsoring fighters, so I'll get with you and let's get you some sponsors. There's probably quite a few watching now. If y'all watching, you know what to do. Reach out to me, hit me in the DMs. Luis Melendez is honestly one of the best talents in karate combat right now. You might want to get it while the price is cheap. It might not be cheap for too long. You know what I mean? So you might want to get it. This guy is a generational talent. I feel like he's going to do really well in karate combat. And that just shows too, like the struggles that the fighters go through. It is combat sports is a hard land to kind of like survey and figure out your place and be able to do it and be financially sound if you're not all the way at the top or on one of the top promotions, right? Karate combat is at one of the more higher promotions, not quite the UFC or some of the other ones just yet, but on his way up. And to be honest, I see you growing with the league a lot. They found a really good talent in you. It works perfect for your style. I'm just excited to see what you got coming up and what you're going to do. Now, your opponent that you're going up against next is 0-2. And his 2 losses, we were talking about it earlier, it's to 2 good opponents, right? They're actually fighting each other. He lost to Alejandro Bugal and Omar Morales. How are you approaching this fight, knowing that he's probably coming in on the aspect of like he has to get the job done this time? Because as we know in combat sports, once you start going on a losing streak, you're kind of at that point where the league is like, hey, do we keep him or do we not? So how do you come into this fight knowing that he is like it's do or die kind of for him and your upcoming talent? So what's your mindset going in?
So my mindset, it's the same as him. It's do or die for me too, because this is my career, this is my future. So I'm not risking anything. I'm definitely not underestimating him as a fighter, because he's a really good fighter. He has fought 2 really good fighters, and they actually headlining the event that we're going to fight. So yeah, he definitely has. He's a very weird, odd fighter from different angles. So that's gonna be something. You can't train for that. It's gonna be there. But I'm definitely prepared. Like I was, especially like yesterday. I was sparring yesterday. I was like, oh my God, this is gonna be so bad for him. Like I feel so prepared. Like it's been a while since I've like had like no injuries or whatever, and it's just like flowing. I feel like I'm flowing. I just want to go. I just want to fight. And the great thing is this is gonna be catch weight. This will be 170, which is
perfect
better
for you. Yeah, what's your walking around weight?
Oh, like 190.
Okay, so yeah, that works great for you.
Yeah, it works great. Only 20 pounds. Usually I'm probably doing like 25, 30 pounds. But that's just part of the sport.
Is that last 5 pounds the killer?
Yeah, it is. It is. Those last 5 pounds they suck your life. Like it's you literally, like for me, I literally feel like I'm dying. Yeah. But that is the hardest fight, because I know that right after that I rehydrate, and then all I get is rewards. I get the reward of fighting. I get the reward of being around people. I get the reward of gifting the people a really great fight, because I'm always going to deliver exciting fights, and exciting moments, viral moments like this one.
100%. You did kick that off. Well, technically, for what you're saying, his coach kind of kicked it off, and you just extended the invitation that he gave you. So,
hey, I'm okay I'm okay to fight him. That would be a crazy a storyline. Me fighting the Esparza and his coach. What more do you want?
So speaking of that, do we see? Because I love that.
I'll be like, hey, watch out, coaches, because you might get slept too.
So do we see a Melendez Esparza 2, man, later down the line? I feel like that fight, it was a really close fight. You guys both put in a lot of work during that fight. Like you said, like with his Mexican style boxing, and then you're just persistent, like pressure. It made for a crazy fight. It was no backing up in that fight. It just felt like y'all kept clashing. It just was clashing the entire time. And it was a great fight. Like I said, fight of the year possible. Definitely was fight of the night, in my opinion. Do you want to fight Will Esparza again? I know it's a lot of turmoil behind the situation, but I feel like it'd be a great. I mean, we've had, I think, one group of people who fought twice in karate combat so far. One of them's fighting on this card as well. But what do you think? Do you want to fight Esparza again? Do you have other ambitions?
Yeah, Gustavo, talking about people that are repeated fights. Gustavo and I forgot the name.
I
think it's Russian guy.
Yeah, he's fighting on this card too. He's the
one
that's
nice.
Akhmadov. He's fighting Arturo Vergara. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
He's fought twice. Yeah, they fought each other twice. They fought Kickback 1, I think it was, or Kickback 2, and then they fought again on his last card
Nice.
not too long ago. So
Yeah, he got knocked out.
yeah. Well, but what about Esparza?
Gustavo. Esparza. Talking about Esparza. I don't. There's always those fights, especially in boxing, where you have Puerto Rican and a Mexican fighting.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a banger of a
banger.
fight. So, do I see myself fighting Esparza? You never know. For the right amount of money, I'm down to do it. But right now, I'm definitely more into trying to get into more of the business sponsorships and stuff like that. So I'm right now I'm working with Sparsa. So
okay, man.
Also,
you're working with Will.
Another rivalry that exists is Jorge Perez. He's a ranked guy and from the Dominican Republic.
DR versus PR.
Hey, PR Dominican Republic. It's always another banger.
Yeah.
And that would get you into
especially
the
baseball. I was
rankings.
about to say, especially baseball.
No, but
Yeah.
I don't know who. I don't know the guy you mentioned. I've probably seen the fights because I see a lot of fights.
Yeah.
But
I don't think he's fought in a while, right? He fought on the last Dominican
Yeah, he's
card,
a
right?
karate combat veteran. He's like number 6 in the rankings right now. I think off the top of my head.
That's nice.
The ranking.
I don't know what right. I don't know what. Where do I fall in the rankings? I probably fall pretty low, but.
You're
By the way,
unranked.
Karate Combat page. It hasn't been, for example, for me, for my stats. The stats for the fight with Esparza haven't been updated.
Yeah, sometimes
they do show me winning against Esparza, but they show those stats of the mansion when I fought.
I'll talk to the team about it. If you ever see that, just hit me up and I'll get that sorted.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, it's a few things that they. Yeah, it's a few things they're working on. They're getting it done. Where do we see the ranks? Oh, I got you. I'll drop the link for you guys. But they do have rankings. I don't see you up here. What weight class do you normally fight? Welter, right?
165, welterweight.
Yeah. I mean, which is a very stacked division. To be honest, this is one of the most
better.
Honestly, one where I want to see the champion fight a little bit more. But we all know that's my grievance that I've been having for a while here.
Yeah, I don't even know who the champ is.
Rafael Gaev. He hasn't fought in a while. One of the reasons. Yeah.
Didn't he fight Raymond?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That he won the interim belt there.
I know who he is.
Yeah, man. He's a great fighter too. Great fighter. I want to see him because it's a stacked division. I mean, it's only right that we get him some good opponents in there, and it's plenty of people for him to fight in there. I mean, we've talked about it on the show, the people we want to see him fight, but there's the link for the rankings for anybody that wants to check out the rankings.
Sweet.
But yeah, man, anything interesting, because you told us a lot of interesting things about you, right? Electrical engineer, both your parents, you come from the karate background, you like basically grew up in karate royalty. What's something else about Luis that people don't know that you feel like is something they should, or something that's cool about you?
Oof, you already mentioned the anime. I just like to have fun. I just like to, drink, like be with friends, have fun. Back in Puerto Rico, I used to like surf, so I really like that. I'm missing it. The closest thing I can get here is snowboarding.
Yeah,
which is pretty cool too. It's dope. I like it. But yeah,
pretty sure that's a Disney movie. Moving to a colder climate.
Yeah, it was Johnny Tsunami. He went from surfboarding to snowboarding. You're the Puerto Rican Johnny Tsunami.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what's up, brother.
Having fun, meeting nice people, and training. Those are my passions.
All right, man. Well, I love to hear it, brother. Well, before we let you go, we always like to let you speak to the audience, to the chat. a lot of fans are in there. So a lot of them are coming to make their decisions. A lot of times, stuff like being able to connect with the fighters and knowing more about them helps them make their decisions. Is there anything you want to say to the fans of Karate Combat before we let you go and get back to your day?
Oof. Yeah. Thank you for tuning in. Watch my fight next Friday, October 11th in Karate Combat, Salt Lake City. That's going to be a banger. If I'm in the car, it's going to be a banger. You're going to enjoy it a lot. There's going to be a lot of blood, a lot of punches, a lot of kicks that you have never seen before, punches that you have never seen before. So you're in for a treat. Also, I'm looking for sponsors, so please help me out. I really want to make this. I want to take this serious step and just do this for full time and be able to train 3 times a day, like most of the professional fighters do. I can't do it because I'm an electrical engineer and I have like a 9-to-5 job, solving problems for the world. But I would like to do this for a living, and I have more than the talent, I have more than the skills, and I have the charisma, and I have the heart. So thank you.
100%. Well, brother, we believe in you. We know you're going to be great. The sponsors are going to come. Trust, man. We're going to put this out today. We're going to get it out there, man, because definitely it's no reason you shouldn't be sponsored, bro. He's the perfect fighter for a sponsorship, right? He's got the energy. He's a high volume. He's good. Like it all works out perfect. So we'll definitely get you squared away, man. Me and you will have some talks. I'll talk to some of my people that I know that like to sponsor fighters, and we'll get it done, man. But appreciate your time, brother. Appreciate you coming by. Appreciate you answering our questions, talking to the people. And hey, man, I'll see you I'll be there Tuesday. I think it's the 8th. I fly in. So I'll see you soon. Good luck to your training camp, the rest of it. You at the last leg of it. And, let's get these Boricua dubs on Friday, October 11th, baby.
Yeah, knockout, highlight knockout.
Hey, I want to see it, man. You that'll be your first KO in Karate Combat. Let's do it.
Yeah,
that'll be beautiful.
Mark my words. It's gonna be a liver shot.
Ooh, all right. You heard it here first, man.
That would do Boss Ruben proud.
Like it.
Yeah, I think you'll get Boss Ruben out of seat for that one for sure, man. Well, all right, brother, man. We're gonna let you go, man. I appreciate you. It's a pleasure as always, and we'll see you soon.
Oos.
All right, chat. That is Luis Melendez, one of the most exciting up-and-coming fighters in Karate Combat, man. What a beautiful interview, man. It makes you love him even more once you start talking to him. Holy shit, man. And we didn't have much conversations about other than like fighting stuff in Miami. But dude, man.
He made me laugh harder than I've ever done on a podcast before.
And that dude I love it. This is what we need. And if any other Karate Combat fighters are watching, man, Luis is the prime example of the embodiment of somebody who's a fighter, but that also understands the personality aspect of it and building themselves and their community. Struggling on the sponsorship side, but like I said, from what he already has, he's perfect for sponsors. He just needs to be put in front of him. So I'm gonna help him out as much as I can.
For
I know
all
quite
the
a few
karate
people.
fans, he was literally born pretty much in a dojo. So,
hey, pretty much. Mom probably delivered him like the next day or two. She was probably doing kicks again. I'm just saying, the kid's the truth. Yeah, he's really good, man. But we got a few more. Shout out to our two guests that came through today. Both of the Puerto Ricans, beautiful, beautiful. We still have a few more cards to go through.
Unfortunately, I have to dip out though. So.
You have to dip out? All right. Well, maybe this. How about this? We stopped at Brandon Jenkins and Giannotti. What we're going to do is we'll go ahead and wrap up the show for today because we are at 1 hour and 45 minutes, which is normally we're done by then. I think somebody came to MMA Picker's door. So normally we're done by then. Oh, there he is. Normally we're done by then. So we're going to go ahead and wrap it up today. We had 2 great interviews. Shout out our guests for coming by. Also, shout out my co-host, the amazing Mac Tyson, the amazing MMA Pickers. Please follow both of these guys on Twitter. It's Mac Tyson Karate on Twitter, the MMA Pickers on Twitter. MMA Pickers, we got to get his numbers up on Twitter, y'all. So make sure y'all give him a follow for sure. If anybody, give my boy a follow. He's really good. They got a Discord where he gives away picks every week. to MMA fights, PFL, when you name it. If we can get some karate, we can get Karate Combat on some of these sites. We'll start doing them for that too as well. If you need to know anything about karate, follow fucking Mac Tyson. He is a karate encyclopedia. Also one of the good people that works at Karate Combat with me as well, doing some good things and getting some good fighters in there. I'm your host, King Apollo. I just talk a lot of shit and I'm here to do it. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. This is the Warriors Voice episode 7. I don't know why I was about to say 3. You're trying to go back in time. Episode 7. This is a wrap. We appreciate y'all. And I'm going to show y'all this beautiful intro that we did. I'm not going to play it at the end next time, but here's the intro if you guys missed it earlier. We're out. Deuces.
Burn it up, turn it round. Chains feel the surge. Rebel hearts
Rebel has
on
a
the
good
verge.
running body kick again.
Through every word. Warriors' voice will be heard.